Hey guys, GT2 King here, back today with another video. And I know I said I was gonna be making the last Steambot tutorial. I thought I would just make another one and maybe a few more in the future, because I thought of some useful ideas that I've been getting questions about, and I just wanted to make a tutorial because it's a pretty easy concept. And from now on, I'm just going to be trying to explain it by showing you guys what I mean, like with modules and everything. So I'm just going to be going through the Steam user, and in today's episode we're going to be discussing how to accept friend and group invites. So I got asked this yesterday and I thought I would just make a video on it because it's a feature that a lot of people want in their bots, and it's not the easiest thing to do. It's quite easy, but if you don't know what you're doing or you're just pretty new to it, it's just pretty hard to do. So I'm just going to try and explain it the best I can, and you guys could just go from there. So to start things off, we're going to look for the friend relationship. So let me just get down here. So as you can see, this is, I don't know what these are called, like methods I think, or events. So whenever it's like client.on whatever happens, it'll emit specific info, and then you could use that info to do other things. So basically we could just type like client.on friend relationship, which is what it was. And since, oh, there's not a comma there, the comma is after, it's just an empty function just so we could tell it what to do. And then we just want to, oh no, it's not an empty function, it actually emits, let me show you guys, friend relationship, it emits these two callbacks, SID, which is like the Steam ID of the person that's sending you the friend request, and relationship, which is a value from this. So it'll have like a specific number which has a specific characteristic that tells Steam what the friend request is basically, and you could tell your bot to do something based on that. So what I'm saying is, if we do like SID and relationship in the function, down here we could go like, if the relationship, which is what the value is from the Steam relationship, is equal to Steam user dot e friend relationship dot request recipient, which as you guys could see here, it's the value too, and this just means when you are getting the friend request from somebody. So whenever, if like the relationship of the person that's on your friend list is equal to them sending you a friend request, so you like receive their friend request, you could either decline it, which is client dot like remove friend and SID. But since we're gonna be focusing on adding, we have to put some of these here. And we could just type like console.log we receive a friend request from, and then we just like add their Steam ID. So we're just gonna keep it like that, and we're also gonna accept their friend request. So we just have to type like client.add friend, and which friend? The Steam ID that was emitted from friend relationship. So we just define that there, and it will add the person basically. So as you guys could see, let me just go back, what was it, friend, add friend. So it was basically that easy, and as you could see, we could do callback and the error, which actually I'll show you guys how to do as well, so you guys could see their name. And we'll just type like function name and error. So name, let me just put a comma there as well, whoops. And then we could just do like, if there was an error, we'll just console.log the error, and it'll just return if there was an error. Otherwise, we'll just do console.log accepted user with the name of, I don't know, something like that, and it'll like say it accepted that person with this name. And that's basically it. It's not that hard of a concept, and it's pretty similar with group invites as well. So let's just get jumping on group invites as well. It's group relationship for groups, and the value is from eClan relationship, so it's a bit different. It has different names, but it's still the same concept. So we could pretty much just copy the code, most of it, whoops, and we'll just copy the code from, we'll just copy all of it, and you guys could just use this code down like below, or I'll have a link to the code below. And now what we want to do is get group client.on group relationship, And what are the callbacks? So I'm just going to do this interactively, so it's SID and relationship. And let me just close that so it stops popping up. Oh, it still pops up. So let me close my Sony Vegas real fast. There we go. So I could just browse through, and SID and relationship. So they're the same thing as friend invite. So we're just gonna keep that there. So function if the relationship is equal to Steam eClan relationship this time. And in eClan relationship, it's in the enums folder if you guys don't know. We want if we're invited to the group. So if we're invited, that's the value 2. You could put in like 2, or you could just, or I think you could just type 2, or you could just type invited, which I think is like easier. It's easier to read. So then we could type we were asked to join Steam group number, and it'll have like the group ID 64 instead of the Steam ID 64 for the user. And we could just do client dot, it's not add group, it's actually called respond to group invite. So it's fairly easy. There's no error or names of the group, which is, it's not that bad. But let me just remove this, and whoops, we'll just type client dot respond to group invite. Now the group Steam ID is the SID in the callback, and accept, if you want to accept invites, you could just type true. If you don't, you could type false. And if you don't even put this in, it'll just like ignore them. But we're gonna be accepting them, and yeah, so it'll join the group basically with that. And I think I actually missed one of these. Yep. So now we're perfectly syntaxed and everything is ready. But now this only happens when this is emitted when the bot's online only. So if you like receive a friend request while the bot crashed or something happened and it was just offline, Steam service could have went down, it won't actually show the, it won't actually get the friend request because this only is emitted when you're online. So we're going to be doing something that checks if someone added you while you were offline. So all you have to do is, it's basically the same thing, it's still an event. So, and the event is like friends list, and this emits your whole friend list after when you log on to Steam. And groups list is the same thing, just with groups. So if you go like on group, or no, let's start with friends list. So client on friends list, this is the empty function. We want it to check for the variable SID in client.myFriends, which is basically an array of all your friends. Just, it gives you the Steam IDs of all your friends, so it'll like accept it, and based on like what you tell it to do. So for the variable Steam ID in client.myFriends, we want to define a relationship just so we could call this function right here. So the variable relationship is client.myFriends, and we're gonna put it into array because there could be more than one person that's added you offline. And we're just gonna basically just copy this code again. So let me just find where it is. Okay, so if relationship, and we'll just copy all of this actually, and we'll just paste it in right there. I think everything is perfectly syntaxed, yeah, and that's all you have to do. And it's the same thing with groups, so let's just do that as well. So client.on group invite, no, what I'm saying, group list, whoops, we want to call an empty function again, and now we want to type for the variable SID in client.mygroups instead of my friends. We want to define relationship again, which is whoops, what am I doing, client.mygroups with an array of SIDs if you have multiple group invites. And now we can just copy the same thing again. So we're gonna copy it from there to there and just paste it underneath, and that's basically ready. So now let's just get to testing. I have my bot ready. Let me just close that window, and let's just go back to our tutorial bot and run node bot. So theoretically it should work perfectly. My bot's new name, so I do have it added. We're just gonna pull this window over here, we're gonna remove it and then friend it again. So it's currently removed, and as you guys just watch the console, once we add it, it says we received a friend request and it accepted a user with the name of my name basically, so it gets emitted whenever you add it. Now we could also invite it, since we've added it, we can invite it to a group. So let's just choose a random group and whatever, let's click that one, and in our console it says we were asked to join the Steam group of that. I don't have any console commands to say we joined it. You could just like add console.log join the group, but I'm not gonna do that because you already know if it's gonna join or not. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And now let me test if like the bot set, let's say, is offline. So we're gonna head to its profile again, remove it, and since it is offline, it can't like check if someone's added it because it's not like an event that's happening in live time. So let's just start up the bot again, and oh, here's what we could do actually. So just so you guys know, this is how it works. We'll just put offline and offline, and let's just add it here so you guys know if it's an offline friend request. There's no difference to it, but yeah, let's just run it up again, and as you guys could see, it should say, yeah, offline. We received a friend request and we accepted it offline. So basically that's how you do it. I'll have the code in the description. I might actually have, no, I'll have a paste bin with all of this code. If you guys do need any more help or you want any specific features, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.